Everyone tells me Trentham Gardens is really great for chargers. 7 kilowatt. No, not these. The ones we want are over there. I'm Dave. So this is what we're talking about, proper chargers here. We've got the Tesla V4 chargers, 10 of them in a beautiful row there, 250 kilowatts. They got the nice 4-meter long cables here, and these are open to all. So anyone can come here. Absolutely massive car park, just goes back miles. We walk miles to get back here. It's a lovely location, this one. And just through there, we've got the shopping village. And this is like a sort of designer village, but with a bit of craft thrown in, because all of the shops here are wooden cabins. It's all in keeping with the theme. So that's fabulous there. We'll show you some of the footage from there. But here, we've not only got the 10 V4 chargers, but we've also got the additional 8 V3 chargers here. They also are open to all. So you've got a total of 18 chargers here. It did start with those. They started off as Tesla All, then went to Tesla Open. Wasn't enough, added these. So it's now open to Tesla, all the chargers. Well, this is a location we've been to many times. First time over 2 years ago when we were filming here. I was here before they were filming, and that was when they just had the V3 chargers, not the V4. So these have evolved. But over the last 2 years, they've pretty much stayed static, and it's working incredibly well. When we arrived, there were just 1 or 2 vacancies left on this side of the bay, 3 on the other side, and it's a busy location. You know that because it's one of the, what they call the high usage chargers. Now, for those who don't know, if you go to a high usage charger, and that's one normally that is regularly over half full, 50% full or more, particularly if they're really busy, then when you plug in, the only charge you'll get will be 80%. It'll go up to that and it'll stop there. And it baffles a number of people because they go off shopping thinking they've preset to 100% and it only charges to 80%. It's not a problem because all you need to do is when you plug it in, just reset your state of charge back up to 100% and it'll revert to 100% there. But if you don't do that little change, it's only going to charge to 80%. And this is trying to keep the throughput going on a regular basis. We always see cars in and out all the time. This is working regularly. The V3s are working very well on the other side. The only difference here on the V3s, there are no screens, no contactless, very short cables. So they sometimes give an issue with a short cable, but you do have to use the app. This side of the bays, you've got the V4. So these have got the screen on them, they've got the contactless, and they've also got the 4-meter cables. So these are absolutely fine for everyone. So it just baffles people, but out of choice, if you just want to use contactless, switch over to this side and it's really easy. So the pricing of these can get some confusing for some people. There's several different variations. For example, there's non-Teslas and Teslas. They get one price, and there's Teslas which get another price. But there's also got peak and off-peak rates. So let's just run through them briefly. The non-Teslas, the V4, an MG4 over there, and that will be pricing up at 56 pence per kilowatt hour. So when you look at something like GridServe, 85 pence, this is a really cheap charger. You can see why they're a busy one. Off-peak, a lot less, 37p. But don't forget, it's before 9 o'clock in the morning and after 9 or 10 o'clock at night, depending if there's a venue. But one thing, if you do start a charging session here at 1 minute to 9, the whole session then will charge at the peak, at the low off-peak rate, even though it goes into the peak rate. Tiny confusing. So for Tesla drivers, we get a free membership to the Tesla superchargers as part of the deal. And what we have here is peak time is 40 pence a kilowatt hour, off-peak down at 27 pence a kilowatt hour. So here, if you can get here early in the morning or late in the evening, 27 pence. It's an incredibly cheap rate for that. By the way, if anyone is a non-Tesla and wants to join a membership, they will get those cheaper rates, the 40 pence and the 27 pence. They do not get any additional superchargers because they're a member. All they get is every charging session, they will get them at the Tesla rates, not at the non-Tesla rates. So don't think you're going to get all the Tesla superchargers just because you become a member. All the membership does, $9.99 a month, all the membership does is it will drop the price from currently it's 56 pence, it'll drop it down to 40, and if you're off peak, it will drop it down to the 27 pence. Now we just missed one, it actually just disappeared off, one of the Ioniq 5s, and just want to talk very briefly about the 800 volts. All Tesla chargers are 400 volt chargers, that's it. And if anyone knows anything about electrics, or electronics, you can't charge an 800 volt battery with a 400 volt charger. It doesn't work. So all cars have a workaround, and the workaround is either to split the 800 volt battery into two 400s and join them together somehow, or they put an inverter and a transformer in there which boosts the 400 volts up to the 800 volts. But obviously you can't get anything for nothing. So if you were to boost, if the car is one that boosts up to the 800 volts, so you can charge an 800 volt car, that would be something like a Porsche Taycan, you get half the current. And typically a Porsche Taycan, you'll get about 100 kilowatts. That's it. You're not going to get any more. It doesn't matter whether these are 250, because they're 400 volts and they've got gubbins inside, they will default to 100 kilowatts. Same with the Ioniq 5, same with the Kia EV6, same with the Lotuses. There's no way around it, apart from when these upgrade. Now, this year, they are going to be upgrading the cabinets. Both of the chargers, these V3s and the V4s, the V3s and the V4s, they are quite capable of taking 500 kilowatts. The only thing stopping them is the cabinets. And it's the cabinets that are restricting them to 250 kilowatts. But starting this year, the new installations going in, they're going to be getting the V4 cabinets. And that means that any of these chargers connected into a V4 cabinet will be then 500 kilowatts, but far more importantly, up to 1,000 volts. So the first of those V4 chargers with a V4 cabinet, and you will be able to put your Porsche in there, and you'll be able to get 800 odd volts in there, and you'll be able to get the flat out 350 kilowatt power. It's going to change. What's going to happen to existing ones? There's no huge demand to actually convert them all. So you're not going to see Tesla just changing all these cabinets out to the 500 kilowatts, because there is absolutely no need for it. All of the Teslas, whatever car you choose, they're all 250 kilowatts maximum. So the existing cabinets are absolutely sufficient for what we've got here. Most of the other cars are also 100, 150 or 200 kilowatts, and they're absolutely fine as well. The only ones are ones like the Lotus Electra, the Porsche Taycan, the very top of the range EQS, Sportback, just that one model in there, and a couple of other small ones. And Tesla are not going to change all of the cabinets just for half a dozen cars in the UK. What they will be doing, as I said, when they install new ones, they'll be putting the V4s in. It's as simple as that, but there is unlikely to be any massive changeover of all of the old V3 cabinets, but into the V4 chargers. So I'm sorry, if you've got a Porsche Taycan and you come to one of these chargers, you're still going to charge at 100 kilowatts. I think this run really demonstrates the speed at which people go through the Tesla chargers. It is quite amazing. They are now down to, we got 4 chargers here out of 8 on this side, and we've got 4 chargers out of 10 on the other side. So we've only got 10 chargers vacant. When we arrived, we were struggling to find 1 or 2 vacancies. There's a massive turnover. People charge very quickly. They're also very well educated. They do not all charge up to 100% every single time they plug in. A lot of them you'll see will just come in here, they'll be 5, 10, 15 minutes and gone. It's as simple as that. And it's much quicker and easier to stop once more often than it is to sit here waiting for it to get up to 100%. Now, how many of you are totally fed up of motorway services with fast this and fast that and crowded this? Occasionally, it's really nice to just get off the motorway, just literally 2 or 3 miles, and you're into a totally different world. So what you're going to find here is the log cabins, and then it's not the big chains that you would expect. You have a lot of smaller local artisan shops. So there'll be soap makers, pan makers, china glazed cups, everything you can think of that you'd get here. Then on top of that, you've got your coffees, and they won't be the chain coffees. These will be local coffees. You'll also find restaurants, snacks, sweets, just about everything you can think of. Now, the actual central walkway through the village is probably the best part of about half a mile. It's just a row after row of shops, all on the central causeway. At one end at the moment, they've got a Ferris wheel, which is open for the grandkids or the adults at heart. But if you go right up the other end, it brings you out into Trentham Gardens Park. And the park is an absolutely massive area. You can go walk in there, and there's a big lake in there. I remember going here much younger days, and they used to do the RAC rally here in November and do stages through Trentham Gardens. So there's a huge amount here. Just a few minutes off the motorway, not very far in distance, not very far in time, but just a total distance in the whole world. Okay, so what have we got through here? Let's have a look what's here. So we've got welcome to Trentham Gardens. Oh, look at that. Now, can I ask you, do you see this on the motorway services on the M6 when you stop to charge your car and pay a visit? I bet you don't. There's a massive park here. It goes back, hundreds and hundreds of acres. It's all beautifully laid out, paths and everything else. But this you can easily pass an hour or so. In fact, I found while I was filming here, we had to move the car because the car was full. So this is what you find here. It's just a different world altogether, that this is more relaxing, more favourable, more friendly, more local, and a much better view and a much better experience. So that's it. This is our 2-year visit. So in terms of charging, not much has changed. Everything is still here, and this is where you should be coming. So if any of you have charged here already and you like it, or you've got comments on it, leave those down below. If anyone would like to see it, it's well worth the visit. So thanks very much for watching. I'm Dave.